and I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. Oh, oh, oh. And I'm right over here, but why can't you see me? Oh, oh, oh. And I'm giving it my all, but I'm not the guy you're taking home. Ooh, and I keep dancing on my own.
What a voice. Got good strength. Hello and welcome to the One Show with Giles Brandreth.
And Alex Jones. And that was Callum Scott with the song that made him an overnight star, Dancing on My Own. He'll be performing his brand new track for us later, Pop Pickers.
Pop Pickers. Also tonight, we will be meeting this time-travelling family who've lived through 5 decades in just one summer.
And our Friday guest is no stranger to a sing-song. As well as helping to discover Callum Scott, he's also found a new musical way to celebrate his own love of football.
Il Prima Donnas return with their brand new album, Chants from the Terraces.
Boring, boring Arsenal. Boring, boring Arsenal.
Lose yourself to Il Prima Donna's touching tribute to England's all-time leading goal scorer.
Now that is a bit too realistic. I mean, people will be devastated that you're not releasing a CD for Christmas.
I look quite sexy in that get-up,
You
don't
do?
I?
But we've had a little idea.
We have had an idea. We think there should be a CD. The three tenors, it's over for them.
Yeah.
We could have the new three tenors, you as Placido Domingo. What do you think?
Yes.
And who would the other two be?
You two.
Oh, you do want me?
No, I think
sing.
a Welsh voice, an English voice, and a world voice.
Thank you very much.
I can't see it, but we'll have a chat later. Now, as the residents of Hull look forward to 2017, when they'll be living in the UK's official city of culture, the people of Luton aren't looking quite so chipper.
The Royal Society of Arts has just put Luton right at the bottom of its UK Heritage Index. Yeah, incredible, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, we sent Ewan to set things straight.
Now, I'm not from these parts, but I'm here today to celebrate Luton's cultural and artistic heritage and let the people who do live here have their say. What do you think Luton is famous for?
I think, unfortunately, it's got a negative reputation, but I think we've still got a great heritage. We've still got the history of Vauxhalls and the hat making.
Sell it to me. Why should I come to Luton?
Well, come to Luton because we've got a great shopping centre, we've got a carnival arts centre, various history museums. It's famous for being multicultural, different cultures live here.
Calling it Thameslink Railway, it may not be your traditional heritage railway station, but it's got loads to offer. It's got links to Brighton, to Bedford, Luton Airport, and it even boasts 2 cafes.
But it's not just great sights I'll be dropping in on. I'll also be placing some deserved plaques of individual Lutonians that have contributed to the arts, culture and heritage of this ancient town.
You may have noticed, they're orange, and that's in celebration of this lot. Come on, the Hatters!
Film director John Badham was born in Luton and gave the world culture with films like the disco epic Saturday Night Fever, computer hacker thriller War Games and robot comedy Short Circuit.
Looking good right there. Who's next, you ask? Well, how about the winner of the art world's most prestigious award?
Elizabeth Price, winner of the 2012 Turner Prize. The artist grew up in Luton and went to the local comp, Potteridge High School. Now that's something to be proud of. What a masterpiece.
Now, the next Lutonian is a local lad. He's always on the roam. I'm assured, wherever he leaves his hat.
That's my home.
Paul Young, singer, songwriter and musician, topping the UK music charts with #1 singles and albums.
It's not all about music, art and films. Sport can be cultural too.
I don't like cricket.
Springing up next, having made 50 Test match appearances for England.
It's Monty Python. How's that?
These charts and league tables tell what others think of Luton. But what do the townsfolk think about coming bottom?
So, ladies, proud to come from Luton?
Used to be, not so.
Really?
Yes, it's gone downhill a lot. There's nobody happy, there's nobody smiling.
You two are happy?
Yeah, we're the only two.
You can be the ambassadors for Luton.
We could, yes.
I think it's absolutely marvellous. It's given me a living all my life. We've had a good football team. We won the Littlewoods Cup. What more do you want? Come and give us a try.
Do you think it's fair that Luton gets this bad rap?
No, we're disappointed with the results of the RSA's Heritage Report. We think that it hasn't taken into account the diversity of our town and given it the full merit it deserves.
And what can you do as a council to change people's perceptions of Luton?
We've got a very exciting project opening round in our cultural quarter, which takes our old hat factories and makes them into cultural venues for people to go and see the history of the town.
So you're saying if I come back this time next year, you'll be off the bottom of the table?
If you come back next year, I'm hopeful, yes.
It's clear that heritage is not just about the past, old buildings and dusty museums. It's also about a community with an identity they can be proud of. It's a love of the common people.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ewan. And everyone knows that one of the best things to come out of Luton is Nadia, and this is our lucky night because we have got a film from her a bit later on.
We love Luton, and we love David, me particularly, because I've just seen...
Nice.
I've just seen the first of your new series.
Yes.
Williams and Friend. Have you run out of friends? Is just one friend?
Well, it's one friend a week.
And
tonight it's Jack Whitehall.
And what happens? It's a sketch show?
It's a sketch show with basically a different guest star each week. So tonight at 9:30 on BBC One, it's Jack Whitehall. Next week's Harry Enfield. We've got Sheridan Smith, Hugh Bonneville.
Mira Sayal.
Mira Sayal. I don't think... Oh, Hugh Bonneville. Did I say him?
You did say him. Proper
one,
actors. And that's the thing I found exciting about Jack Whitehall. We know him as a comedian, but he turns out to be a wonderful character actor too.
Yes, and we had so much fun working together. Although Jack did say to me at one point, he said, oh, I used to love Little Britain when I was at school. I was like, how old am I and how young are you?
Oh, no.
And then I got to work with one of my comedy heroes, which is Harry Enfield, who was a huge influence on me and Matt. So it was a really special show, and we were only with each person for a week. And so just at the point where you might be getting sick of them, they'd gone and someone else had come.
Perfect. I loved Jack in Your Posh Jeremy Kyle. Let's
Thank
have
you
a look
very
at
much.
tonight's episode. Here it is.
So, Gideon, tell us your heartbreaking story. And if you could cry, we'd love it.
Well, every year since I was a toddler, Mummy and Daddy have taken me on holiday to Val d'Isere. Only this year, they've said that they want to go on their own.
And how old are you, little fella?
28.
So funny. What I loved watching that completely brilliant sketch was that next on came his parents, and I realised immediately that the actress playing Jack's mum is Jack's mum.
Is his mum, yes.
Hilary.
Yes.
And did he have any idea?
Yes, he did. He did. I mean, his mum's done a lot of work over the years, and he suggested that she might be in the show. And of course, we had the perfect part, which was Jack's own mum, as a part that only she is really qualified to play.
She's very glamorous.
She's very glamorous. She's very good. He is
she's
superb.
great. Oh,
he's
he's brilliant. He's so funny. He had me laughing the whole time.
Which is difficult.
Well, yes, because when you're a comedian, you're often quite grumpy and you're quite actually resentful at other people being funny. You're actually willing them not to be funny. But no, Jack had me laughing the whole time. We had so much fun making it.
This is your time of year because I study the bestseller list for books, you know, hoping that I might appear.
Go on, yes.
But I don't seem to be in it at the moment because David Williams is in week after week after week, 3 weeks running for your latest children's book, your 9th. What's it called? What's it about?
The Midnight Gang. It's about a group of kids who are stuck on a hospital ward and they're yearning for excitement and adventure, so they all help each other act out all these dreams they have. You know, one kid wants to go to the North Pole and they recreate it all within the hospital.
It's a lovely idea because you don't really get many children's books that are set in a hospital.
No, I couldn't think of one. I'm sure someone's done it, but I couldn't think of one.
People call you the new Roald Dahl, but you seem to me much jollier than he was. I mean, there is a darkness in some of the stories. I met him.
Probably.
I did
He knows
know him.
everybody, literally.
And he was a little bit alarming. And you can... Oh, no, don't be alarming now. But, I mean, do you need to get into a darker side of yourself when you're writing these stories?
No, I probably need to get into a lighter side of myself. Well, I think you just need to think back to when you were a kid and what would have made you laugh and what would have scared you, and think if I was 10 or 12, you know, would I be enjoying this? But I love it. I mean, I was writing a book actually today, a children's book for World Book Day next year. I love doing it because the only limits are your imagination.
Absolutely.
You sit there with a blank piece of paper and it's up to you how to fill it.
What are you doing this weekend?
Well, we had a chat, didn't we, Giles? And our weekends are looking quite tedious. You, however, have got a really glamorous weekend coming up, because tell us all who you're going to be hanging out with.
Just Dame Shelley Bassey.
Just Dame Shelley Bassey.
Yes, I've been with her today. We've been rehearsing because we're doing a Christmas special together. It's really her show. She's going to be singing. I may be duetting with her, even though I can't sing a note. And, yes, I've been working with her the last couple of weeks, and it's going to be a big Christmas special, you know, celebrating her career, because she, unbelievably, is 80 in January. Can you believe that?
It is incredible. I mean, I thought you were brilliant when you were last with her.
Oh, we were on the Graham Norton show together.
No,
not that one. The time before, or something.
Yeah.
The Goldfinger, all the songs, my darling.
You didn't do them all. I did Thunderball.
I think you're mistaken, darling. That's one of mine. The Thunderbolts are forever so.
You do these things, and you never think that one day you'll meet the people, and then you really hope they haven't seen it.
And then you're doing a special on a Saturday night. Oh, that is brilliant, anyway. So that was David and his long-time collaborator, Matt Lucas, who took their first steps out onto the comedy circuit in the early 90s.
And they weren't the only ones. Meera Syal, Sanjeev Bhaskar, Felix Dexter, and the presenter of our next film, Richard Blackwood, all owe their success to one particular TV show, The Real McCoy.
In May 1991, a new comedy show was broadcast that would change the face of British television and help launch the careers of a new generation of actors and comedians, including me.
Kids of nowadays are getting away with things that we could never get away with when we was younger.
A yellow blazer. Yellow.
The Real McCoy was a mix of sketches and stand-up, and it was the first show of its kind to feature an all-black and Asian cast.
What exactly do you mean by April Fool?
It was an instant hit and helped turn actors like Meera Syal and Felix Dexter into household names.
The Real McCoy was groundbreaking for the portrayal of a community that was somewhat absent from British TV. Now, 20 years since the last show was aired, how much impact did the show really have?
Driving the series was a team of talented actors and writers, including cast members Curtis Walker and Terry Jervis, one of the programme's directors.
Shut up!
That was your catchphrase, yeah. The early 80s, late 70s, and that really turned the tide and actually said, hold on a minute, there's a group of young, British-born black people, how are we going to represent them?
By bringing together a group of young comedians on the UK circuit, The Real McCoy was born. And it quickly became apparent that the show had a universal appeal.
I'd have white people telling me this is the funniest show, right? We broke the barriers for Asian comedy as well. Because goodness gracious me, Kamal, all of them would never have come.
In a society still coming to terms with multiculturalism, the humour was sometimes close to the bone, with one scene causing particular controversy.
Oh, Saviour! Luella turns around with the baby, and the baby's black. And you say, oh yes, that's a good name for it. Now, that was our reality. Yes, National Front, BNP, Teddy Boys.
Who are you? What do you want? We want to join the BNP.
Real McCoy did 5 seasons and then that was it.
I think that's for me the biggest tragedy.
The humour is something that has to be supported continually. It's like Jewish humour and Scottish humour and Irish humour. In Britain, the black British experience and black British culture hasn't had that journey. Humour is so important.
You know, when I look back about my experience on the Real McCoy all those years back, to give people of colour, black and Asian, the underrated, a vehicle to be seen and to come through was so influential, so important, and very much needed.
With this in mind, the One Show has arranged for students from the National Youth Theatre to reenact a sketch that shows the Real McCoy at its best, satirising and celebrating the diversity of British culture.
Hello, Misery's West Indian Restaurant.
Charlie, wanna do a delivery today?
Where am there?
Where are they? Him's round the corner.
Tell him to come in, man. Just my feed, yeah?
No, we're not doing deliveries today. That's just 2 dumplings that asked for ackee and saltfish to eat here.
Look, stop messing us about, man. You don't say nothing about eating in here.
No, I just said that to the sister.
She's not your sister, man. You're talking to a big woman.
I personally don't think there's enough comedy sketches in TV which represent, you know, ethnic communities like the Real McCoy did.
I loved performing that. I think it was hilarious.
So, after 20 years since the last episode of The Real McCoy was aired on British TV, the question is, have we actually progressed? And my answer, unfortunately, is no. We are black British. We were born here. It's time now that we're just viewed as British. Black humour is humour. Black entertainers are just entertainers. And until we see that, we've got a long way to go.
Thank you, Richard. Well, it's time for us to go back in time ourselves now because we're joined by the Owen family. And look, we've got a whole new set.
Oh, my goodness.
Suddenly.
We really have. And look, and there's a bit of crochet here to go behind you. Doesn't that look good? Nice little period piece. Now,
lovely.
these guys are the stars of a wonderful series going back in time for Brixton. And the idea of the series is they literally go back in time to the 1950s and they live it. They eat it, they dress as it, they sleep it, they work it, and then gradually they move through time. And we follow you, and it's completely charming. It's somewhat dark at times, from literally the late 1940s.
Well, it starts like that, doesn't it? I mean, it is the beginning. It's 1948, and it's when the first Caribbean immigrants landed on British shores. How did you, then, Mum and Dad, find that? And what was the most shocking thing? Because you'd obviously read about it. You had, you know, you are the first generation to settle here. But what did you find most surprising, maybe, about that time?
I think for me and for the entire family was learning that upon invitation, we were then sent down into a hole, bunkers to then live in. And that was just absolutely shocking and also horrendous. So for me, out of the entire experience, that was like a wow.
Because your dad was a bus conductor, wasn't he? In the 1950s. I mean, I remember the 1950s. Lots of Caribbean bus conductors, and my sister was a nurse, trained in the 1950s. Lots of Caribbean nurses. I mean, did you remember that period?
Absolutely. One of the things my father would do, he would always take me on the bus when he was doing his routes. But another shocking thing was Donald Hines, one of the first black bus conductors. He said when he was giving back change, people would actually just put it beside him.
No.
So they didn't really want to touch him. But people like himself has just made it easier for my father when he came in the 60s. So I applaud Donald Hines and the contributions that he's made.
Absolutely. Lots of difficult revelations for you in the first episode, but then things spark up a bit in the second episode. You move into the late 70s and the 80s, and you four looked to be having a ball, didn't you? Now, what was the best thing, maybe, then, Tiana, that you discovered? What was the most fun thing about the experience?
I definitely think the best thing was the parties, actually. We had a few parties during the 70s and 80s, and they were really, you know, having everyone together, being with my family and things like that. It was a great experience.
Yeah, and speaking of music, it was quite funny to see you struggling with a bit of 80s technology. Have a look at this.
This way?
No, that's not going to work. That's the wrong way.
Oh, done it. Shall I just press record then?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's not it. I don't know how to do this
Granny, you're supposed
at all.
to use this. Shall we call Mummy?
Mum, none of us know how to get it to record.
Oh, you've got it in the wrong way, so take it off.
Shh.
to take the top 40 back in the day. Did you used to make it?
Yeah, my sister used to do that, record the whole of the top 40.
Yeah,
I don't know what she did with it.
That's when I picked up that phrase, pop pickers.
I still listen to my cassettes.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
it's as it should be.
Yeah.
I would have thought the bit that the children most remember, though, was the revelation of what their dad, Weininger, was up to in the 1990s. Because I remember him, he was a kind of role model for people like me. What was it, Weininger?
The UK's first ever gladiator champion. Awooga!
Yeah. Awooga! Oh, look at you!
Wow.
That is fantastic. I bet you had loads of fun looking at the footage of that.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, you can see the final episode of Back in Time for Brixton on Monday at 9 o'clock on BBC Two. And Romain, we gave you a copy of David's most recent book, Midnight Gang, because we wanted you to review it. You've read a bit of it. In 3 words, how would you sum it up for us? Here we go, no pressure.
Couldn't put it down.
Couldn't put it down.
4 words.
4 words, but pretty damn good.
Doesn't get better than that.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Now, we promised you earlier we'd be hearing from Luton's finest, and here she is. It's Nadia.
Incredible Spiceman Cyrus Todiwala is one of Britain's leading chefs. His dishes are inspired by the cuisine of his ancestors, the Parsis, medieval Persian migrants to India.
Parsis have always had a bit of fruit in their flavor. For example, they like fresh flavors. They don't like heavy, rich, deep flavors.
Yummy.
Nice, huh? The food is much lighter. So over 1400 years now, the cooking definitely takes in more Indian roots.
And Cyrus has been on a lifelong mission to spread these Parsi flavors, and not only as a TV chef. Still hands-on in his restaurants, he's been awarded an MBE and an OBE for his services to the industry in educating the next generation of cooks. So what fuels his relentless schedule? Hopefully I find out what sort of a breakfast a super chef goes to work on. But Cyrus won't be cooking this morning.
Hello.
Hi. It's his wife and business partner, Pervin.
Most of the meals that we eat are breakfast. Weekends I like to cook, and he's very simple to please. What is absolutely like a ritual in the house is breakfast. You know, we have a very typical masala scrambled egg that we do.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
Oh, it's awesome.
Let's get cracking. My mum does masala French toast. It's very similar to what you're doing.
Yeah, but
mixed in with the eggs, and then she just dips her bread in.
What a brilliant idea.
While I beat the eggs, Pervin prepares the chili, coriander, and garlic. If anyone says garlic for breakfast doesn't work, they're wrong. They need to be here and smell this. That is a lovely smell.
I don't know how somebody cannot eat garlic.
Eggs?
Yep.
Unlike my scrambled eggs, Pervin's take a lot of slow, constant stirring over a low heat, giving a much creamier texture. This is unusual. It's like if you were making a sauce, how you'd stir a sauce.
Yes.
You're doing that. I've never cooked eggs like this before.
I will never move from here now. Once it starts setting, it's very difficult.
And then this is the last
This is the last thing which comes. If they're not on the dining table, I scream.
Fortunately, Cyrus and son Hormuz are ready and waiting at the table. There you go. The eggs are served up with thin-baked buttery toast. I've never eaten scrambled eggs like this.
I just yearn for it. But the egg I will not cook. It always tastes better when she cooks it.
That is delicious. You can taste the garlic, you can taste the chili, and you can taste the coriander, and it's not overwhelming. It's a perfect breakfast. Cyrus's Parsi cuisine can come as a surprise to many fans of Indian food, even to those from India.
India is so vast, they themselves forget that there is a lot more to India than their particular cuisine. So 26 different cuisines in one country. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Somebody from the north will not like the food from the south.
Sometimes. His dishes have also won over diners in very high places, though cooking for VIPs brings its own complications.
If you're cooking for a US president, for example, you'll have 50 people hanging around you. You are so scared all the time because you're walking under constant, surveillance. So one plate of food took 10 minutes to dispense.
Despite all the prestige and acclaim down the years, Cyrus still works long hours in his restaurants. So what keeps him motivated?
Happy customers.
Yeah.
That's the greatest reward. And that makes you happy. So the moment you walk into the restaurant and you see all these faces that you know for so many years, it gives you that sense that, yes, we have achieved something. You can't beat that.
Now, that dish looked lovely. For me, it would have to be a brunch.
Oh, no, garlic for breakfast now.
Is it?
Oh.
I'm joking. I mean, just a moment, Callum Scott is going to be playing his brand new single for us. He's been blowing us away in rehearsals with his voice. Absolutely amazing voice, David.
Yeah, I'm so proud because the first time I met Callum was when he was on Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
He did brilliantly on that, and I said at the time I thought he'd be a future star because he was so much a cut above everyone else.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's fantastic to see him enjoying the
You are a
success.
genuine pop picker. Is that a burden to be actually sitting in judgment? To actually be,
well,
when you're a performer yourself, to be judging others, do you feel
It's
a bit
odd to
wary?
judge people on things that you're no good at, and I can't sing or dance, for example. But then I look to Simon Cowell,
Well,
who
you
has
say
no
that.
discernible talent, and I think, well, he can pass judgment on others, so anyone can.
Quite right. That is all for tonight. Thank you so much,
Thank
David.
you for
It's been
having
lovely.
me.
Williams and Friends starts tonight at 9:30 on BBC One, and The Midnight Gang, the new book, is out now.
And here, next week, we've got Busted, Nicole Scherzinger, Tim Peake, Rufus Sewell, Paul O'Grady, and my friend Victoria Corrin Mitchell.
What a lineup. We're playing
Yeah.
us out with his new song, Rhythm Inside, which is out today. It's Callum Scott. Have a great weekend. Bye.
So many eyes I can see. I'm static and I can't move my feet. From the moment that you stood next to me, feeling manic, I forgot how to speak. And there's a rhythm inside that I can't slow down. In this moment in time, no, I won't stop now. I'll give up. My hands are up for love. It feels like I could be the one for your love, your love, your love. Come show me what you're feeling. It feels like I could be the one for your love, your love. Come show me how you feeling. Come show me how you feeling. Time only knows how to heal. Feels like magic. I don't know if this is real yet. Oh, the lights go out and my feet don't even want to touch the ground. I feel the panic and my world turn upside down. Oh, and there's a rhythm inside that I can't slow down. In this moment in time, no, I won't stop and now I'll give up. My hands up for love, yeah. It feels like I could be the one for your love. Come show me what you're feeling. It feels like I could be the one for your love. Come show me how you're feeling. Oh, come show me how you're feeling.
Come on in, love. You're very pretty.
Thank you. Did you follow me home, Mr. Christie?
What do you do to her? Wellington Place starts Tuesday at 9 on BBC One.
Now, it's going to be an early start. Test match special follows England v India on 5 Live Sports Extra from 3:45 in the morning. In the afternoon, BBC One has live snooker at the more convenient time of 1:15. And join BBC Two for Wales v South Africa, Rugby Union from 5.
Hi, I'm Ramesh Nathan, and I'm off to live the American dream
I always wanted to go to America to see the family.
with my mum.
Shut up!
I mean, I can't see that being a problem.
Idiot boy.
Asian Provocateur, Mum's American Dream. I can't believe that's the title. Box set available now on BBC Three.
You were awful. I mean, she was well within her rights. He's asking himself, what would I do? But then she goes too far. Why? What happens? She gets up, and she's got this look in her eye. No. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I tell you, I haven't been able to sleep since.
Oh, here we go.
David Williams is joined by special guests Jack Whitehall,
Butterflesh.
Sheridan Smith,
So let's give you one.
Mira Sayal,
When are you going to give your mother some grandchildren?
Harry Enfield,
So one isn't related to Colin? No.
Miranda Richardson,
Any outside space?
You can stick your head out of a window.
and Hugh Bonneville. Williams and Friends.
This is fun.
Starts tonight at 9:30 on BBC One.
And Jack Whitehall is David's first friend tonight at 9:30. All right, now on BBC One with just a month to go, here's Santa and his two helpers.
Right, that there. There you are. It's tatty. Looks terrible. So would you if you'd been up and down all those chimneys. Actually, he was tatty when Arkwright bought him. But I know, the price was right. Mm-hmm. He's lost an eye. Only temporarily. Now it's cross-eyed. Hey, my midfoot. Here you go. Where are you going with that? Somewhere quiet. Free from nosy neighbours. Say hello to our new fitness regime. Where we can develop muscles that will be irresistible to the female of the species. Even wives. Especially wives. We're in search of domestic happiness. It means fun. That too. We're going to surprise them. Today, trampoline. Tomorrow, Mr. Wonderful. Let's see how they feel about living with Mr. Sixpack. And for this, you get out of a warm bed, do you? Warm? She wears bed socks. How tropical is that? Oof. Oh. All right, if you insist. Right. That one don't go in there. You've got a hole in your face. Where? Underneath your nose. Looks like the Channel Tunnel.
Well, look what time it is. I'm entitled to yawn.
Listen, I want you awake and alert. You're going to be looking after the shop for an hour.
I can manage. Not as well as if I had a rise, but relax.
I'm awake. You call that awake, do you? Come here. Oh, let me have a look. Let me see. Stay there. Right, let's have a look. I can see through here what you were doing last night. Good grief, no wonder you're tired. Here.
Hey, I went home early last night. Anyway, if you dare leave me in charge, why don't I go for the tree?
No, because you'll come back with some clapped-out twig. I want a tree. I want a tree that he would have chosen. I want a tree that says Arkwright chose this. Or more accurately, it would be Arkwright chose this. All right. Left those there. Oh! Anybody seen a reindeer called Gulky Gill?
You get dafter. Our Madge doesn't do Christmas. She thinks mistletoe is a foot disease.
Ho, ho, ho. Guess who's coming down Zeddy's chimney with a secret admirer?
If it's that dozy gastric, he can run up his own chimney.
Well, you better not hang about. Madonna's been after him, you know, sending him autographed pictures.
Does he know she's probably no good at gravy? Come away. You'll be as daft as the men round here. Oh, I like daft. Makes me feel at home.
Welcome home, Mavis.
Thank you, Granville.
Don't forget that loaf for Mrs. Mottishaw.
Engraved on my mind.
Don't let more than 2 kids in at once.
How'd you arrange that?
Well, you belt the first 2 and the third one stays outside. Oh, and keep your eye on that Mr. Fawcett. He brings mice in.